Birch Hospital in Rochdale opened its doors in 1902. The hospital had wards for the mentally ill, as well as an infirmary block which housed only 300 patients in the opening month. During the First World War, the hospital grounds were used by the military. It is estimated that over 6,000 servicemen were treated at Birch. Throughout the Second World War, the hospital provided accommodation for patients who had to be evacuated from other hospitals due to air raids. The NHS took over the hospital in 1948. They opened new wards and new operating theatres. In 2001, the hospital transferred to Rochdale Infirmary, and finally, in 2013, the hospital doors were shut for good. The site was sold to a building company for £21.5 million. The building is currently being transformed into apartments, preserving the historic clock tower. Before we even started, we were hearing footsteps and whispering coming from all around us. It felt like they were watching and wanted to know what we were doing. We started the investigation off on the first floor of the children's ward. If you were a child, can you do a knock on the wall right now, please? Do this. Do that right now, please. We decided to start using the EMF detector, what is a device that scans for electronic magnetic fields what spirits are supposed to give off. This is like a toy for you guys. All you got to do is just walk up to this box, what I'm pointing out now, and it will do a beeping noise. And that will mean that you are next to us. Can you do that now, please? Just walk up close to this box. I know it must be scary for people talking to you. Probably never had anyone speak to you before. Especially if you're a kid as well. This must be kind of strange. But don't be afraid. I wanted to put the EMF on the other side of the hallway to see if that would encourage the spirits to go near it if they were scared of coming close to us. Put it down there. So just come close to this device, please. Try and make it beep. It'll also flash as well. It'll almost be like a toy. Come back over here. Do a repeat session. Do a repeat session. Let's record it. We're on the first floor of the hospital. It kind of looks like a kid's ward. You ready, Callum? You see a name into this device, this black box now, this one I'm holding. You can also go and investigate and play with that little toy in the corner over there, because it will flash and beep if you go near it. Are you a child? At this point, a child's voice was captured on the voice recorder, what appeared to be saying, "Get out." Listen close as I'll play twice. Are you a child? Are you a child? The weird thing is about this EVP that it is only captured on the voice recorder and not captured on the camera's audio. Are you a child? Are you a child? You can't think you heard a scream. It sounded like it was coming from above us, but from that side of the building. We started using the Ovulus 3, what is a device that has a word database inside of it, and spirits can use their energy to produce words what are said by a robotic voice. We also went upstairs to the second floor, where we were hearing the screams coming from. Built. It says built. Right, there we go, it just said built. Do you not like what they're doing? Because the builders come in every day. Are they building something where you don't want them to do? Do you want it to be left how it is? Why do you want this building to be left alone? Banned. Just said banned. There's definitely there's definitely a spirit around us right now. Were you in a band? Were you in a rock band? A musical band? What do you mean by band? This is so creepy, this. Just us two in this massive abandoned hospital. What used to be proper busy when it was opened. Imagine patients and staff walking down these hallways, and now it's just empty. No one's here anymore. An EVP was captured at this point after I was going over what we captured on the Ovulus so far. Still coming through the Ovulus, it said French, it said glance, it said band, it said mouth. What else did it say? Still coming through the Ovulus, it said French, it said glance, it said band, it said mouth. It just said initial.
So, what does it mean?
Yeah, what do you mean by initial? Were your initials put on your room or something, your hospital room?
What do you mean by initial? Can you give us another word, please? Don't you want this place turned into new houses like I think it is going to be? Go on, say another word through this black box on the floor. The bigger black box. Are you a male or a female? I think it might have gone.
Yeah. Whoa, what was that?
I heard that.
What?
I heard that.
That was like a scream.
Like a baby scream.
Did you just scream? It was at this point that two screams were captured on the dictaphone. Was this a spirit scream for help?
Chicken red gun. Yeah. What was that? Chicken red gun. Yeah. What was that?
Whoa, we just got creepier all of a sudden. But all of a sudden the atmosphere's changed to I don't know, scary. Like before it was nice. That's why the nice spirits gone, because maybe an evil thing, like an evil spirits came. Dim that light a little bit, colour. Cheers. S, that's the initial. S is the initial. S. Was that your initial? That's pretty good though, that. It's an initial and then S.
Yeah.
Did your name start with S? What were you called? What was your name? I hope you're speaking into the other black box next to it. Say your name into that one. That'll be easy for you. Just said a word, the obvious. Let's go and have a look. What did it say?
Perfect.
What?
Perfect.
Earthen? Earthen? What's he mean by that?
A flood or a structure made of compressed earth.
Flood, it's like floods all over this building though, isn't it? You know, there was a flood recently.
Yeah.
A few days before filming this episode, there were floods all over Rochdale and round Birch Hospital. Was this spirit referring to the recent floods? Possibly. You mean about the recent floods, what have happened in Rochdale, around this area? Was that speaking? I say we get the SB7 on now, because there's obviously something here that's going to use. We went upstairs to the top floor of the hospital building to see if we could find anything else. We also started using the SP7 Spirit Box, what is a device that scans through radio stations at a steady pace and conducts endless white noise for spirits to talk through. Can you say your name through this device?
What's my name?
Colin?
Phil.
I thought you heard that. Is your name Phil? No.
Phil.
No. Did you say Phil? Do you like being in this place? After using the spirit box for at least 20 minutes, we captured nothing. We decided to pack up all the equipment and leave. We're going to do one more last thing. Make this device react, please. And then we'll promise you we'll leave. We'll never come back. We'll go, we'll leave the building. Please. What the f*** is that? Is that people outside? After we heard this unexplained cry, me and Cal looked all around the building for someone who could have caused it. We found nothing. Was this a spirit who was trapped inside this hospital, who was asking for our help? I believe so.